Hello friends, I am your host MG from my channel Server Guruji. Today I will tell you that what is Windows Server and what will the benefit of the server operating system. So let's start. Server operating system. A server runs on a server in a client server architecture and provide multiple services to client machine within the network. With the help of server operating system, we serve the services to the client end, and the user can get the benefit of all of these of the server operating system. If I'll talk about the history of the server operating system, as I remember, 2000 is the first operating system from the Microsoft. After that, Microsoft launched 2003. Then they launched 2008. Then R2. Then 2012. Then they launched 2016. After that 2019, and nowadays Microsoft recently launched 2022. So all are the server operating systems which is basically designed for the server hardwares, and with the help of these operating system we can serve the services to end users. Let's see you. This is my server operating system which I installed recently on my laptop. We can install server operating system on into our system on laptop for the testing purpose, but basically this is designed only for the server hardware to serve the services, because it's require high configuration about the application, about the hardware. So you can see this is the Windows Server 2016 operating system which I have installed, and let me show you what services, what features it provide to us. Let's click on server manager. This is the server manager where I can see the all the services which provided by the server operating system. We can see there is a tool option which services currently it is providing by default: component services, computer management, defragment, disk cleanup, event viewer. These are the primary services. Let me show you more which are very important. These are the more services which are required, which are require end users. Let me show you. These are the services Microsoft calls in roles. These are the roles which provide the services to end users. These all services provided by Microsoft server operating system, which build a new servers, provide lots of services. Firstly, talk about the active certificate services. For suppose you want to be provide a certificate to Intel environment, we can use ADCS, active domain services, very important. AD Federation services, active lightweight active services, AD RMS services, divide health, DSCP, DNS, fax server, file storage, host guardians, Hyper-V, multi-point services, network controller, network policy access, print and document, remote access, remote desktop services, volume, web server is very important. WDS, Windows Development Services, Windows Server Essential Experience, and last one is a Windows Server Update Services, which is also very important. So these are the services which provided by the server operating system to serve the client and end users. Next is these are the features which provided by the server operating system. Suppose we want to be enable some features, so we can, with the help of this one, we can enable these features: .NET, background intelligence, BitLocker, branch cache, client and FS containers. Lots of services are there. So all are the services provided by, these are the features which provided by server operating system. First one is the roles are the servers which serve the services to end users. These are very important to our daily environment. If we want to become a centralized management, then we can use these types of services. Let's talk about first services which is very important: active domain services. Let's install this one, and how you know the how we can install the active domain services in here, how we can become a centralized management of the systems. So I already choose select active domain services. Nothing next, nothing I have to select. Next, click once over next and click on install. It will take only 1 or 2 minutes to complete the installation. After that, when we are going to become a DNS server, Active Directory domain services, we require a domain name, which we can say that it's a site name like .com, .in, .local. Always top level domain present to from the dot present. It's a top level domain, so we have to be entered dot. It's very mandatory. I will show you that where it is required. And if I talk about the why we require that Active Directory domain services, if we want to be make a centralized environment and we want to, suppose we have a 200 users into our organization, 200 employees are into our organization, and we want to be set a one policy. We want to block the threads, we want to block the sites, we want to push the some policies, enable, disable. Lots of policies are there, so we can set through these policy through Active Directory domain services. It make a centralized environment as well, so it is very important. If I talk about the DNS, which is part of this, you can see that this is already completed. Now we have to click on prompt this server to a domain control. Just click on it will open on your. So if we are become a new domain controller, if this is the first domain controller, then we will choose a add a forest, add a new forest, enter the name here. Let's enter my local. Local is dot is very mandatory, so we have to be entered. So I enter my domain name is my.local and just click on next. This is the DSRM password, where it is required when we suppose by mistake we deleted some object from the Active Directory, and our senior told me that please recover that object. Then we can recover the object through DSRM password. If we took the password, took the backup of Active Directory through system state, then we can restore the backup. When we restart the domain controller, you see there is a lots of option in safe mode, start computer networking mode, lots of option. If the server is domain controller, then we can see Active Directory restore mode also will be there. So we will choose that options. That time it is require a password which we enter here. Active Directory directory services restore mode. So make sure you didn't forget the DSRM password. Without DSRM password, we cannot recover the AD object. These are the database of the our Active Directory, ntds.dit. Its location is C Windows. We can see here sysvol folder also there, which is store the information of a script and group policies as well. So this my installation has this is just checking the pre-requirements of the Active Directory domain services, which are IP address is very important, static IP are required, host name should be properly configured, domain name, the local user account should be a password protected. All these are the prime requirement. 250 MB free space are required also. You can see all pre-request has completed successfully. Now click on install, and within a minute it will install completed. After that, server will reboot. Then you can see your domain name my.local, then slash username. Your domain has been built successfully. So this is the process, this types of process which we can configure the servers of the server operating system. So as today classes, a server operating system run on a server client server architecture and provide multiple services to client machine within the network. This is the server operating system, and make sure you enjoy my video. Kindly subscribe my channel. Thank you very much guys. It will completed within a minute, and after that, once it will complete it, after that the server will reboot automatically. We didn't require to reboot the server manually, it will reboot automatically. Now it will become a active directory domain server. We can put the policies to group policies into domain environment, make a centralized environment. um, we can say that we can publish a sites, created records, lots of things we can do. If we talk about the DNS, so we have two types of DNS, which is very important part of the active directory. So DNS are two types: standalone DNS and integrated AD integrated DNS. Standalone DNS, where we use it when we want to publish only a site. We didn't require AD database. That time we can use standalone DNS. And if we want to make a centralized environment, you can see now it require reboot the server. Just close this one and server will reboot automatically. After that the server will up and you can see the your domain name and your the finalized things. Okay, server reboot is successfully. Okay, thank you guys, thank you very much. Kindly subscribe my channel. Thank you.